What's up everybody, episode 2 of Rating Development Sites. My name's Joss and we've got a cracker for you today. You're not going to want to miss this. It's a really interesting site. It's in Warminster in Bath, you can see here, slightly sloping. So off to an interesting start. We're going to swap over to Landstack. First thing we're going to check is we're going to check ownership. So you can see here, the site is privately owned. That's generally speaking a good thing. We're going to need to buy the land reg title to find out a bit more later. But the next thing to check is planning. Is there a planning application on the site or in and around the site? There's no planning on the site. There's a huge planning application or series of planning applications that have gone in on the west side of the site. This is really important. You can see here that actually it was approved for residential, 42 homes. That's a huge plus. We've already got a positive on that. The next thing, we're in Bath. So, as everyone knows, Bath itself is a World Heritage Site. There's generally speaking a lot of heritage constraints in Bath, so we're going to want to check those. When you load it up, you can see here that we're actually right on the edge of both the World Heritage Site and the conservation area, which is a really, really good sign because we're outside of it, which means it doesn't apply. You can see here that we've actually got 3 TPOs on the site as well. Now, that's not a killer, but it definitely is a bit of a drag on the site. And depending on how many units you can fit on the site could be interesting, but still worth exploring. The most important thing is the green belt. We'll come back to why that's so important a bit later. The first thing we're just going to check is surface water. Does the site have surface water? It was quite hilly. I think this is a fairly hilly part of the site, so it's unlikely to be affected from surface water. Last check is comparables. Do we have any comparable evidence? There's a huge planning application that's been granted on the left, so these are recently built homes and they're all selling for about £1 million a house. Again, a huge sign and a great plus on the financial viability of the site. To finish, this greenbelt designation is really important. Normally that would be a complete killer for the site, but crucially with the new NPPF changes, I think this is a classic example of a grey belt site. We've got development that's encroaching on the west of the site. We've already got a house on the east of the site. This is a grey belt site, really interesting opportunity. I'm giving it 8.5 out of 10.